I hope your day is going well. That over there. Waiting momentarily for ourselves to be live, and we're live. What is going on, everybody? How's it going? We are live everywhere that we would normally be live, aka we are live on Steam because apparently that's a thing. We are live on YouTube, and we are live on Twitch. Also, pardon that Chick-fil-A cup, because that Chick-fil-A cup has been there for a while, because it was a cup that I was spitting sunflower seeds into. So I realized that kind of might have looked gross, so it is moved. But what's going on, everybody? Let's just go ahead and get on into it, because yeah, I don't really have much to talk about today. So yeah, we're just gonna jump on into the game. I'm gonna minimize here, and then yeah, we're good. All right. Well, yeah, I don't really have much to talk about. Aside from things that happened to me at the gym the other day, or aka yesterday. Hey, what's going on, Huss? What's good? Yo, what's up? Yeah. So I don't know. I think you guys know from seeing me in live streams a lot that I like to talk about how are you? I'm doing all right. I was just gonna talk about this thing that happened to me at the gym. Other than that, though, I mean, like, yesterday's stream was about the dude who I got annoyed by. Today's stream is gonna be more so about I forgot to plug in the controller, so the game's gonna crash. 1 second, I'm gonna have to fix this. There we go. Now the game will crash here in a moment. Or at least it usually does. There it goes. And now we have to get back in. Now we have to just try and get back in. So let's hope it's an easy and smooth process. It was. Wow. Today is one of the few days that Apex is actually working like a normal video game. Wow. Surprising. Anyways. Oh, wait. Let me make sure I don't have my mic on open mic right quick. So I don't annoy my teammates. All right, cool. We good. We Gucci. All right. But yeah, so essentially what happened yesterday is I was talking to this group of like 4 or 5 dudes, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. It was a group of 4 dudes, right? And like, I know my stuff when it comes to the gym. I've been working out for nearly 5 years. I was going in to try and be a physical therapist. I spend countless hours of the day. Not really, but I spend a large portion of time researching more effective ways or effective ways to work out. I'll try and play Blood because he wants Valkyrie. Very few people marked their character, and because he marked it, I'll give it to him. But yeah, basically, I do a lot of research on how to work out, and I was trying to be a physical therapist. So just like common sense wise, I know a lot of, because here's the thing, you cannot have all this research, and you cannot be not be into physical therapy and all that, and just feel the workout, like feel everything that you're doing, and know when something's working more effectively and when it's not, right? So like you can so basically what I was trying to tell these dudes is like basic information, or information that seems pretty basic, and I would prove myself right to them, and then they would immediately question me again. So one of the things was they were talking about like, oh yeah, what do you do for your shoulders? Because your shoulders look huge. And I said, honestly, not that much. I work the front of my shoulders with a push day and the back of my shoulders with a pull day. Pretty basic information, what most people would think about, right? Okay, this is going to be an intense fight, so maybe I should shut up for a minute and actually try and loot up, and that way I don't die. Okay, I'm gonna die here because I don't have a weapon. That's not gonna have a weapon in it, most likely. Peacekeeper, all right. It did have a weapon. Wow.
Reloading.
We are inside the ring. Good faith.
I hate the Peacekeeper.
I'm here. So let's get you two over.
Red.
Recharging shield.
Gosh, dude, I suck at the Peacekeeper.
All Father, give me sight.
There's one over there still. All right, we need to go for that one.
Healing.
I'm not a good bloodhound. I don't.
Getting health back.
Man, I wish I had a good weapon for this.
107 on Gibby.
Taking fire. Reloading.
90 on Ray. Or, sorry, Valk.
Charging on my shields.
I hate being bloodhound so much. I have no mobility.
One sec. Give it up.
I got a shield up.
Fire in the hole.
Charging on the shield.
Scanning the
See my crosshairs.
eject button.
Bandit down.
1 second.
Reloading.
Dang it, she's better at the Peacekeeper than I am. She is better at the Peacekeeper than I am. But essentially, he was like, oh yeah, how do you get your shoulders so big? And I'm like, I don't. Essentially, so here's the thing you guys need to know about looking big when it comes to the gym, right? A thing you need to know about looking big is that, okay, that was about.
Behind you.
Dang man, I can't believe we lost that. Jeez, dude. That's what happens when I play a character I don't like to play with a gun I don't like to use, which is Peacekeeper. Don't like playing Bloodhound. I played him, but I don't like playing Bloodhound, and I'm bad with the Peacekeeper. Anyways. Essentially, I was like, my shoulders really aren't that big, but a big part of looking big is knowing how to flex certain muscles. If you know how to flex your shoulders, like your quads and your abs, can look way better if you just learn how to flex them, right? And so what I essentially did was I told him, you can work out your shoulder. Here's the shoulder exercises I use, but let me just tell you how to flex your shoulders and it'll make your shoulders look better. Because here's the thing, is that so think about it like this. I don't know if you guys do this or not, but I did. Whenever I was a kid and I would go somewhere and it was kind of expected for me to take off my shirt. Like if I was going to get into a pool, right? Whenever I would take off my shirt, immediately I'm going to flex those abs, right? I'm going to try and make my abs look better. I'm going to flex my abs and then I'm going to get in the pool and then I relax because people can't see my abs in the pool. That's what I would do. Same thing. Once you learn how to flex your shoulders well, just walking around, you can flex your shoulders and make them look bigger. I don't always do it, but whenever if I'm putting my arm up on my hip to rest my shoulders, because I just did a shoulder exercise, sometimes after you exercise a body part, you want to flex that body part to make sure it feels good, feel the blood pumping into it and all that. So I'll put my hand on my hip and I'll flex my shoulder up and down, to try and not up and down, but you get what I'm saying. I'll flex my shoulder and then relax it over and over again. Just try and see how it feels, which will make my shoulders look bigger to most people because I'm flexing them to try and see how they feel. So essentially I was like, here's how you flex your shoulders. And he was like, oh, wow, that really does work. And it made his shoulders look bigger because obviously it's going to. And then the very next thing was then I was talking about body fat percentage, right? And he was mentioning that he wanted to go get scanned for body fat percentage. And I was like, dude, those machines are almost never accurate. They take into account your entire body. There's ones where you submerge yourself in water, and then there's ones that it's a bunch of lasers and it's scanning. Both of them have their faults. Neither one is going to be entirely accurate. And I was like, honestly, a trained eye, somebody who knows what they're looking at, is probably going to give you a better answer of what percentage body fat you are than those machines. Honestly, if you go to 5 coaches, because there were coaches around here, if you go to 5 different coaches, right, and ask them, bodybuilding coaches, and ask them, hey, what percentage body fat do you think I am? And then average the 5 numbers. That's probably going to be a more accurate number than those machines. And then he was like, oh, okay, well, what do you think I am? And I was like, I think you're probably about, I think I said 16% body fat. And he was like, really? You think I'm that much body fat? And I was like, yeah, honestly, you're ripped, but certain people with more defined muscles will look like, for instance, some people with 20% body fat have abs. Most people with 20% body fat don't have abs, but some people do. And he was like, really? You think? And I'm like, yeah, you've got some cool definition that most people won't have at your body fat percentage, but yeah, you're pretty fluffy. And he just could not believe me. So then I went through to the other 3 dudes that we were talking to in this group, and I was like, what body fat percentage do you think he is? He wouldn't give me an answer. And I was like, I think he's closer to 20%. And he agreed. And I said, that guy. I'm like, I think he's closer to, I don't know. I think he's closer to like 14%. Lower than you, obviously, but it's still not close. And then that guy's closer to like 11 or 12%. And he agreed with every single person. And I'm like, okay, so you don't agree with my assessment of you, but you agree with my assessment of everybody else. That means you should probably agree with my assessment of you. You just can't be objective with yourself. Most people can't. Most people, when you look at yourself in the mirror, you do not see what most other people see. You see the imperfections that you focus on. This sucks. I got a P2020. I'm basically screwed. I need something other than a P2020. That is something other than a P2020, so I will give it a shot. Even though I suck with this weapon, I will try. Yep. But yeah, so essentially I was like, that was 2 of the things that I was like, bro, like, you agree with me on everybody else, but you don't agree with me on yourself. That means you're not objective with yourself. You're not. And that's part of the reason why, like, and then, like, one of the things he brought up, he was like, oh, yeah, well, if you're so smart, why do you think you need a coach? And I was like, you're the exact example of why, no matter how smart you are at bodybuilding, eventually, if you want to take it seriously, you need to get a coach. It's that you're not objective with yourself. You're not. So, like, getting a coach who actually can look at you objectively and tell you what you need to do and how to do it, that's going to be better. Even if you can figure out how to do it, you can't be honest with yourself. You just can't. That's part of human nature. You're not objective with yourself. And, like, and he was like, that kind of discredits everything you're saying. I'm like, no, it doesn't. It's just the truth. You need to be objective with yourself, and you can't. Most people can't. And, he's the exact example of that. But, yeah, he was like, he just couldn't believe anything I was saying because of it.
Charging on my shield.
But yeah, so like that was 2 of the things. And then one of the other things is eventually he was like, oh yeah, it was like, he was trying to box this punching bag. And I was like, okay, this is how, like, you need to punch. You're not punching the way you need to punch. You need to punch in this way. He was like, oh yeah, well, why don't you show me? And I was like, because I just worked out for 4 hours, chest and triceps. You know how much a punch requires you to have a strong chest and triceps? A freaking lot. It requires you to have a good strong core, a good strong back, and a good strong chest and triceps. I just worked out chest and triceps for 3 hours. I can't punch this bag effectively. No matter how much technique I have 0 strength left. What the heck, dude? Where did you come from? I got her weak, but there's one here. Yeah, there's a whole nother Wraith here. Dude, I can't move either direction. There's a Wraith lasering me from this side, and there's a Bloodhound lasering me from the other side. I need you 2 to do something. Yeah, I get it. They're probably going to have more damage than me because they've been running around this entire time while I've been talking. But, yeah, they're, these 2 teammates, man, they're not helping out too much. But yeah, so like those were 2 things. And then he was like, well, I can't listen to you. I can't take you seriously. If you know how to punch so well, then do it. Choked on my own saliva there. I was like, bro, I can't. I literally worked out for 4 hours. It's the same reason why gym bros don't get in fights. It's because they're so freaking tired after working out that they know a pipsqueak, somebody who's like a 10th of their size, could beat them in a fight because they are exhausted. I'm not going to punch a punching bag because I'm just that worn out. I am. So that's basically what happened. Is like he was like, I don't believe you. I'd show him, and then like the only one I didn't show him was punching, and that was at the very end of our conversation. I was like, bro, I've shown you twice that what I'm saying has merit to it, and you just starting to believe me less and less. Like I don't know what to tell you. Like this conversation started out great because he was believing everything I was saying, and then he started calling it into question, and I was like, here's a proof. Here's a proof. Okay, and then the last one was like you know, it's like, I don't know, people like that, like it was just weird.
Where are you from?
Like I don't know what this dude's saying, but it was just weird because it was like he started out believing me, and then he called into question something, and then I proved it to him.
Hey, Valkyrie.
Yes, what's up? I didn't hear what you said.
Yeah. Okay.
What did you say?
No, never mind. That's okay.
Sorry, I was listening to music because I was dead. I was like, I'm gonna play some music.
Yeah, that's okay.
Well, good luck, Octane.
Yeah. What? What did you say?
I'm wishing the Octane luck in his attempt to try and get us some ranked points.
Yeah. I think. I don't know.
But yeah, essentially it was just a weird conversation because most people either just straight up don't believe you no matter what, or do believe you and they'll question a little bit. But he like got more and more questioning. I was like, bro, I can't prove to you how to punch. And the thing that was weird about the punching one, because that's when he started questioning the most, he was like, oh yeah, if you're so smart about it, freaking do it. It's like, A, I'm exhausted, and B, I'm not telling him anything that his friend wasn't already telling him. One of the guys in the group was like, looks like he's been doing MMA for a while. So he knew how to punch. And I was like, yeah, watch him and do what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. Like, I know how to punch. I took Taekwondo for a long time. I know how to punch things. I know how to kick things. But I'm exhausted. If you don't want to listen to me, if you're calling into question everything I know, if you don't want to listen to me, listen to your friend who obviously knows what he's doing, because he's proving it to you right now. He got done working out. Obviously, he didn't work out hard enough because he wanted to hit that bag for a bit. Don't listen to me. I'm saying listen to your friend who's trying to help you learn how to punch. And then he was like, just by even saying that, he was like, oh yeah, well then do it. I'm like, how can I do the thing that I'm telling you to do, which is just to listen to your friend? He's not my friend, and I don't need to listen to him. I know what I'm doing. I'm just not going to punch anything because I'm exhausted. And he's like, oh yeah, well, and he just got like, he started getting more aggressive about it. And I'm like, dude, this is just such a weird conversation, right? Like, you believe me, you stop believing me, you start disbelieving me, and then you start getting mad at me for trying to offer you advice. It's like, the conversation started off so well. Like, I don't need to prove anything to you. Okay, here's a proof. Okay, here's another proof. Okay, now I'm just done. Like, I'm not gonna do this anymore. It was just a weird flow of a conversation. I've never had a conversation go that way. And what's sad is that one of the guys in that group works at this gym, and so it's like, I'm probably going to end up having to talk to this group of guys because one of the guys works at the gym. One of the guys is a friend of the guy that works at the gym, and one of the guys is a bodybuilder, so he's there all the time. And then the other guy was just some random dude that I'd never seen before. So, yeah, like, it's just like, I'm going to have to talk to these dudes again, and it's just such a weird conversation. Like, I don't think I'm going to want to talk to these dudes again. 'Cause it's like, I've proved everything that I can prove, and I'm just, yeah. This is why you don't run and hide, boys, because the freaking bloodhounds will find you. Yeah, he's dead, dude. Yep.
Now it's time to square.
But yeah, it was just such a weird conversation. Aside from that, though, my actual workout went fine. I ended up working out because I talked to those dudes for so long. I ended up being at the gym for like 5 hours instead of the like 4 hours that I'm stereotypically at the gym. So, yeah, that's basically what I did. But I ended up going a little hard at the end of the workout because I was talking for so long. It gave me enough time for my muscles to actually regain some of their energy, and I could work out harder. So that was one of the things I did. And then one of the other things that was oh yeah, I forgot. I haven't read your comment because I was like on that little like thought process. Let me read your comment. Sorry. So there was a teaser, I think that's what that's supposed to be, in Apex, where the ground underneath World's Edge is shaking, and I assume that World's Edge is gonna be blown to bits, but that's only my assumption. So I haven't seen the teaser about World's Edge. It might just be implying that there's gonna be more fissures, and they might like tear, you know how there's like Fragment West and Fragment East or whatever? They might tear those further apart to spread out POIs, and they might add more fissures. That's what I would assume. I wouldn't assume they'd destroy the whole map. But, you know, they did completely get rid of Kings Canyon for like the past while, so they might, but I would hope they wouldn't completely get rid of a map, because that's a lot of time that they spent designing a map for it to just go away. So, I don't know, though. So you're kind of a coach to people if they try the same workout as you. It's not even that, like, I'm to the point where whenever I'm working out, some people are like, oh man, you're pretty big, and they'll ask for advice. And I'm like, okay, what do you, because like the first thing I always ask, if somebody asks me for any advice, like he did, he asked me, how do you get bigger shoulders? The first thing I asked is, what's your goal? And he said to just get bigger shoulders. So I said, here's how you can get bigger shoulders instantaneously. Just learn how to flex them, and it'll make your shoulders look bigger. Here's a convoluted answer of how I develop my shoulders. But if you just want to look bigger, if you're not trying to get them stronger or improve mobility in them, just learning how to flex them is a way to, hey, what's going on, Curry? I agree, how's life? Okay. But yeah, just like if your goal is only to get bigger, 90% of dudes that are in the gym, you're doing all right with the workout. As long as you're following a decent plan, a decent workout plan, your workout is fine. You just need to learn how to flex your muscles. And if you can learn how to flex your muscles, learn the correct lighting, and get a pump before you take a picture, you can look massively bigger than you actually are just by doing those three things. But learning to flex is kind of hard, because if you don't have a good mind-muscle connection, it's going to be hard for you to flex muscles the right way. And or not even just the right way. It's gonna be hard for you to just flex muscles in general if you don't have a good mind-muscle connection. So that's what I usually ask people. Like there's a guy and a girl that come to the gym all the time, and they're fairly new to the gym. They've been working out for like a year now, but they still like working out for a year. Keep in mind, I've only worked out 4 years, so there's plenty of things I don't know. But I know more than the average guy. I know more than a lot of people that have worked out a lot there, because of the fact that I just research stuff all the freaking time. And one of the things he asked, he was like, oh yeah, well, what's an exercise I can do for my chest and my triceps that you don't see me doing that I should probably do? And I was like, I don't see you doing flies almost ever. And if you're worried about your triceps, I would recommend a fly into basically a jam press. And he was like, well, what's the difference between this jam press and that jam press over there? And what's the difference between this fly and that fly over there? And I said, well, you save time in between walking all the way over there. It keeps your muscles under constant tension, so it's gonna make your chest develop more than the other. And so basically, if you want to develop your chest more and you want to do a chest and tricep exercises, I would recommend a fly into a jam press with dumbbells. If you want to work on your triceps more with a little bit of a focus on chest, I would recommend nose breakers and bench. Something like that, right? Is what I would tell them. And then I would show them how to do it. So I don't really coach people. It's just like if they've got a question, I usually know enough to say, hey, this is what you should do, or this is how you correct your form, or something like that. Most of the time I'm gonna have knowledge about it. So he'll regularly ask me questions, and he's actually a pretty cool dude. He's fairly new to the gym, and but he still knows what he's doing, so he knows what he's doing a decent amount. If he sees me doing something, he'll usually ask a question about it. He'll be like, why are you doing it? Which is exactly what I want him to do. I don't want you to just take me at my word. Ask me why I'm doing something, because my reasoning for doing something might be different than yours. If I'm going for purely strength, I'm going to work out differently than if I'm working out for purely hypertrophy to get size. Like there's different ways of working out for different things depending on what you want. And like a lot of people, I don't know, sure, maybe I overanalyze everything whenever it comes to working out, but I'd rather overanalyze everything and get like a 2% improvement than just not analyze anything at all, because a lot of people just follow the cookie cutter plan their coach puts them on and then doesn't think about it.
Flatline here. Extended heavy mag here. Level 3.
But yeah, I don't know, man. It was weird. Oh, did I not punch that Marvin for that golden Marvin arm? I did not punch that Marvin for that golden Marvin arm. Oh, there's another golden Marvin arm right here. I'm not backing up that guy because I just don't care enough right now. I want loot. I'm going back for the loot. I want the gold loot. Okay, then back off. Back off a little bit, bro. Back off a little bit, bro. But yeah, so it was like, so I don't really coach people. I'll just like, if there's information that you want about something, I usually can tell you something about it. Or if I don't know, so for instance,
Go check here. Extended heavy mag here.
but like, so for instance, when it comes to steroids, I don't know anything about steroids. Oh, his golden Marvin arm disappeared. Huh, that sucks.
Let's go this way.
Yeah, so essentially though, like, I don't know anything about steroids, but I know people that do know things about steroids. So I will point you in their direction. I don't know anything about him. Here's a dude that does. He might not tell you everything you need to know, but here's some information, and he can point you in the direction of scientific articles that can give you more information than he can. Like, if I don't know something, I will try and point you in the correct direction to find the information that you're. That's what I will try and do. But like, apparently that's not good enough for people. Apparently not knowing something and admitting you don't know something just discredits you to some people. Like, I don't understand. Like, yes, I know a lot. I don't know everything. Like, that's just, I mean, that should be implied, but I don't know. That's our teammate in a vehicle. Cool. But yeah, so it was just a really weird conversation that, like, I'm glad I was done with my workout because it just like threw me off. I was like, bro, you're like, what? But how did it go from like normal conversation to all of a sudden you're being a weirdo, man? That's essentially what it felt like. All right, we're gonna go ahead and just switch up to a charge rifle now because I don't care. That's why we're gonna switch to a charge rifle.
R301 here.
But yeah, so but yeah, there's one dude, he's 18 and he works out with this girl, and I don't know how old she is, but I think she might like me. Not entirely sure. The only reason why I say that is because I added him on Instagram because he's 18 and he's talking about getting into guns. I was like, I know a whole heck of a lot about guns too. If you want to add me on Instagram and talk about guns, maybe go out shooting sometime, just let me know. You can hit me up, right? That was kind of the thought process. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I get a follow request from this girl too. And like, I've seen her before whenever I like talk to them, and then I'll go do my workout and I'll look back out of the corner of my eye. I'll see her like giggling and smiling, talking to him. So I'm like, I mean, if she's like 19, 20, if she's like 20, I'd consider it. But if she's 18 or younger, yeah, no, there's no chance. Sorry. Not gonna happen. I'm not trying to get thrown in jail, A, and B, there's just no chance of a relationship because I do not have enough in common intellectually or maturity-wise to date an 18-year-old. It's just not gonna happen. So, yeah, I don't know, but I'm just gonna try and like not talk to her and just hope that she just kind of forgets about it. I don't know. But I don't think it's really possible because they both talk to me quite a bit because they don't know too much about the gym. But they know a decent amount. They've been working out for a year and they've asked me a lot of questions and they do a lot of stuff, so they know. But one of the other questions you said, do I coach them? Not really. But one of the other questions they asked, they were like, "Yo, I'm in here for like," he was saying he works out 2 times a day and he's in there for like an hour and a half both times when he's working out for those 2 times a day. And then he was like, yeah, what can I do? Because like I'm in here 2 times a day, I don't know what to do because I'm just essentially working out the same muscle groups twice every day. And I was like, essentially, if you're doing that, I would recommend. Oh, geez. I was saying essentially, whenever I'm trying to snipe, I've got to pay attention a little bit more than normal. I was essentially saying, like, if you're working out the same muscle groups twice a day, oh, geez. Come on, let me snipe you. Where'd you go? Let me snipe you a little bit. Let me snipe you. Bro, he's going in on it, dude. He's going in, dude. I'm not trying. I was trying to snipe that, but all right. Let me try and get up in this real quick. Where are they is my question. Down this way. Where, dude? I don't know why he didn't pop up his gun shield. Maybe it was already gone. Assuming it's already gone.
Reloading. Wings out.
Got him.
Reloading. Good night.
I'm recalling my drone.
Reloading.
But yeah, so like one of the other questions, he was like, oh yeah, how do you recommend that I work out twice a day? And I was like, I don't. I spend 4 hours a day in here, so essentially I'm working out twice a day too. So what I was basically saying is I was like, what I'd probably do if I were you is I would break up your exercise. I do, for chest and tries, I do push exercise. Oh, ouchie. Sorry, this fight got really intense real quick. They have red armor. This is bad. Ow! Why are we sandwiched like this? Yeah, I'm dead here. There's nothing I can do. How did they get away? That's my question. How did they get all the way over here and I fly and use mobility and can't get all the way over here? Nice. Good stuff, guys. Good stuff, team. Man, this team, thank you for the carry if they win this. If they win this, thank you for the carry. Nope, they didn't. But one of the things he was asking is, like, how would you recommend I work out then to do that? And what I said is basically that if you're working out twice a day, you're working out for an hour and a half, you're working out about 3 hours, that's about how long I would work out. What I would recommend is I usually go chest exercise, tricep exercise, shoulder exercise. Chest exercise, tricep exercise, shoulder exercise. Then I do anything else that I feel like, which usually means a chest and a tries and a chest and a tries. So a chest and a tries would be flies into a jam press, or nose breakers into bench, or a dip can be chest and tries. So that's what I was like. I was like, essentially, probably what I would do is I would just make your hour and a half workout a chest exercise, a tricep exercise, a shoulder exercise, a chest and a tries exercise, and then do that twice. I know that's only 4 exercises, and that doesn't sound like it could be an hour and a half, but a chest exercise can be the bulk of your workout, and then you're repping out on the chest and tricep exercise, aka basically you want to go really heavy on bench press, and then whenever you do nose breakers and bench at the end of your workout, you want to basically go like until you can't go anymore. And so going really hard, you need to rest a little bit. So going really hard on your benching exercise will usually take you 30 to 45 minutes, and then you're gonna, that last bit of your workout, you're just gonna be doing your chest and tries until you can't anymore. That's gonna be like the idea. So essentially, and like almost 45 minutes of the workout is gonna be those 2 exercises, and then you need to rest in between. So like essentially work chest for close to 45 minutes, work chest and tries for like close to 30 minutes and then 15 minutes for the medium 2 exercises. So like what that would look like is do bench for your chest exercise, and then do like a incline bench or dumbbell variants of those, you know, do like an incline, decline, you know, those kinds of things. Doing push downs or overhead tricep press. Those 2 things can be tricep exercises. Reverse curls is kind of what it's called, but reverse tricep extensions. Basically, normal tricep extensions, you go here. You can go underhand grip, and it allows you to flex the tricep a little bit more. Or some variants in tricep exercises you can do. Then a shoulders exercise. I like to keep the front of my shoulders for chest and tries, and the back of my shoulders for back and buys. So a side lateral raise, and then a front lateral raise, and then military press is a good shoulder exercise. So yeah, those would be examples. And then you've got, like I said, like I think you could do that for an hour and a half. I think you could do 4 exercises, make that take an hour and a half, and then do 4 more exercises later that night. And you can always incorporate more. And this is why I was saying, like, part of the thing about working out is like knowledge is key. The more you know, the easier it is for you to structure your own workout. So for instance, like I was saying, there's several variants he could do for chest, several variants he could do for triceps, several variants he could do for chest and tris, and there's a few shoulder exercises that I would recommend. Because the problem is with shoulder exercises is like any pulling movement and any pushing movement just naturally is gonna work some part of the shoulder. So that's part of the reason why I don't work out shoulders that much. But essentially I was like, bro, like learning variants is gonna allow you to do essentially what I would recommend is you can work out your triceps 4 ways, and then your triceps are essentially done. You can work out your chest essentially in 3 ways, and then your chest is done. As long as you worked it out effectively. The reason why I'd recommend going chest, tris, shoulders, chest, and tris is because usually most people aren't fatiguing the muscles quite well enough. So making sure you've got all that energy out with those chest and tricep exercises, that's what those are really for, is to really blow out all the energy you have left in those muscles if you didn't work them out hard enough in the first few exercises. That's what they're for. But yeah, so like the reason why I say there's 4 ways I would work the triceps is because there's overhead press, a in front of your face press, a downward press, like you're trying to push down towards your knees, like in the seated position, and then a backwards press, and or a push down press. Like you can either push like down this way or push out this way. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but I consider those 2 kind of the same range of motion because both of those are putting your shoulder in kind of a compromised position, which is going to make the tricep work a little bit different. So like that's the 4 ways I would recommend working out the tricep. And then there's also, when it comes to chest, there's 3 parts of your chest. There's the under chest, which you're going to hit with decline. There's the middle of the chest, which you're going to hit, honestly, whenever you do a flat bench, you're going to hit all of them decently depending on your form. And then there's the upper chest, which you're going to hit on incline. So 3 different sections of the chest, 4 different ways to work triceps. And that's part of the reason why, like, essentially what I'm trying to do is work all 4 parts of the tricep whenever I'm doing. So I do, like I said, 2 tricep exercises, and then I do a chest and a tris and a chest and a tris. That's to target all 4 directions of a tricep workout. That's why I'm doing it that way. And I usually do, like I said, chest, triceps, shoulders, chest, triceps, shoulders. That's essentially those chest and tri exercises are going to work the 3rd part, usually the decline, because I'll usually do dips. That's going to work the decline, the lowest part of the chest. That's why I'm doing it that way. So I work the upper part of the chest on an incline bench. I work the middle part of the chest doing a flat bench, and then I work the lowest part of the chest doing dips. That's essentially what I'm trying to do with my workout. Is work out all 4 directions of the triceps and work out all 3 sections of the chest. Really convoluted way of saying basically you can target every part, and but that I didn't go into that much detail with him. I was just like, essentially I would do chest, tricep, shoulders, chest, tris, chest, tricep, shoulders, chest, tris, and make that take an hour and a half, and do that do different exercises in both sections. And I was like, that's probably a more effective way to do your workout. Or if you can, just come here for however long it takes you to work through those 8 exercises. That was kind of like my thought process, but like he wants to do 2-a-days. For some reason, he wants to do 2-a-days. And I was like, all right, whatever, man. I'd rather just work out for 4 hours instead of come here for 2 hours and then 2 hours. You know, but that was just me. Man, there is not a good light weapon here. I was hoping for a good light weapon. There is not one. Man, there's just nothing here. No, bro, I wasn't done. You can literally see that I only took 1 item, bro. Come on, man. Come on, dude. But yes, that's what I recommend. So again, I'm not really coaching. I'm just recommending. If you ask a question, I will usually recommend little tips and tricks here and there that I have picked up from either physical therapy study or study just in general or my own knowledge from working with my own body. But usually I don't recommend those things because everybody's body is a little bit different. So usually I try and recommend stuff that is generally applicable to most.
Wings up.
Contact with target.
Yep.
We've got 30 seconds to be somewhere else if we don't want to get
There is a lifeline health drone there, so
Frag out.
watch yourselves.
Opening fire.
Watch yourselves. I didn't even get a shot.
Wings up.
Got him.
Taking fire. Opening fire. Slash 1.
Recharging my shields.
Stop meeting like this. On your feet. Confirm slash and whole squad.
There's another guy here. There's another guy here. There's another guy here. I don't know where he's at, but there's a guy here. Oh, geez. Yeah, no, get out of here. Get out of there. Get out of there. Get out of there. Get out of there. Come on. The Wraith is very weak. The Wraith is so very weak. Bro, what are you doing? Bro, come on. The Wraith is so weak, bro. Come on. There you go. They found her, but I'm not going to get an assist. If they even win, they're going to lose the fight. What? How are you guys losing? What? She was so weak. How are you losing? What? Bruh. Okay. Well, if you could come down here and res me at this point, that might be a decent idea. You want to just come down here? Nope, he's dead here. He's dead. They let him get, so I think I got close to finishing one. The other guy finished one, and then there was one still alive. I think the one that was still alive res the one that was down, and then the one that I made weak was healed up. Bro, I did not do much there. Holy cow, Wraith, thanks you for the carry, but couldn't carry hard enough. All right, well, on that note, let me read these last few comments because nobody is saying much today, and it's probably because I went on a little bit of a rant. I understand. But I think I'm going to end the stream early today because it does not appear that people are talking. So unplug the controller there, comment on these last few things, and then dip on out of here and try and get ready for the gym. Take a shower, you know, all those kinds of things. So you kind of Octane lately has no IQ. Seriously, I agree. Wingman. Oh yeah, man. Sorry. I mean, just nobody's talking, and it is getting close to that time, anyways. So yeah, I'm sorry, Huss. But I will talk to you tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, because that's when I'm usually here. But yeah, man. I'm sorry. I'm headed out, man. I hope you have a good day, though. I'll see you on the next one, man.